Hi, I'm Amber from Influence Updates on Instagram and TikTok, and tonight I have a special video for you all. So I have gone back the past almost 2 years and put together a timeline of Tammy Hembrow and Matt Zukowski's relationship. So this dates all the way back to the 2nd of September 2023 when they met, right up until their divorce announcement just recently. So I'll get started. On the 2nd of September, Tammy and Matt met at the Star Casino on the Gold Coast after around a week of texting. He had sent her a DM to come to his Brisbane live show for his podcast, Where's Your Head At? You may remember that somebody filmed them from their car or their taxi. They then sent that footage to me and I posted that on Influence Updates and it blew up instantly. People were questioning who's the guy. I was immediately thinking it was Matt Zukowski. The other person I thought it was Shani Grimmon's ex-boyfriend. Can't remember his name. I thought it looked a bit like him, Tommy Bug, but no, it was Matt Zukowski. So 3 months later, it was 12 to 13 weeks later, they went to the Maldives, as you may remember, and that is where Matt proposed. It was later revealed that they planned to elope, but then Tammy decided not to, so that is why Matt proposed instead. A month later, on the 11th of December 2023, Tammy reveals that she got a Matt tattoo on her hip. So it said the name Matt with a love heart. She got that tattooed on her hip when she was in LA with Em Davies on the 19th of October. So that was just 6 to 7 weeks after she had met Matt Zukowski. Also, her ex-fiancé, Matt Poole, they'd only just broken up. They had a 1-year-old together. And it's just funny that she got a Matt tattoo when she has 2 fiancés, I suppose, called Matt. But anyway, on the 20th of March 2024, so about 4 months later, Matt and Tammy attended Glamour on the Grid with Anna McAvoy and her fiancé Michael Staples. We later found out that they all went back to Crown Casino that night to stay in the hotel, and they drank far too much before Anna and Michael left the room at 3 a.m. 2 days later, on the 22nd of March, Tammy goes on her stories not wearing her engagement ring, and this was a first for her. It did later become a regular occurrence. 4 days later again, so 6 days after Glamour on the Grid, on the 26th of March, it was later revealed that Matt then sent a DM to an Instagram bikini model when Anna and Michael had left the room after Glamour on the Grid. On the 8th of April, this was the first time Tammy unfollowed Matt on Instagram. So the 8th of April was maybe 3 weeks after Glamour on the Grid. On the 10th of April, so 2 days later, Matt addresses the night of Glamour on the Grid on his podcast and reveals that they are in couples therapy and hope to come out of this even stronger. On the 26th of April 2024, Matt and Tammy travel to Bali, and that is where Matt Zukowski meets Reese Hawkins for the first time. Reese Hawkins is Tammy Hembrow's first fiancé, who her children Wolf and Saskia are too. Then sometime in May 2024, so this is about 8 months after they met, Matt and Tammy travelled to Greece for Anna McAvoy's wedding. So there was a lot going on. They were doing lots of public appearances, lots of child-free holidays. Everything was seeming quite normal. And then on the 25th of September 2024, about a year after they met, Emily and Amy Hembrow, Tammy's sisters, were interviewed on the Where's Your Head At podcast. They made it very clear that they do not approve of the speed in which Matt and Tammy's relationship has been progressing, the fact that they're getting married just in 2 months' time, and Emily comments that Matt is very immature, like a little baby. That is quote. Then the following month, on October 2024, So Dramatic Podcast releases a series detailing Matt's previous relationship with his ex Genevieve and alleges he was cheating on Jen with Tammy. The podcast also alleged that Matt was begging Jen to take him back a month after making things official with Tammy. This was backed up by Jen herself, I believe, like different screenshots and things, but in my opinion, I don't believe there was crossover with the dates they gave. They differed from the dates that I'm giving in this. And I think that he was seeing Jen during the week that he was texting Tammy potentially. And then once he met Tammy, I don't have any record or proof that they saw each other after that, but believe what you will. Then on the 11th of October 2024, Tammy addresses photos of her crying on the day of her hen's party and explained that she cries when she is happy and sad and that she was hugging Matt in the photos. So that was her way of saying there was no problem. I was actually happy and hugging my fiance, but I don't believe that. I believe that she definitely was crying from sad emotions. On the 28th of October, Matt was accused of flirting with women on an influencer flight/event for Flight Club Australia. That was the brand. That's when everything, like a lot of things started happening then with Matt, where people would see him at things and automatically assume he's cheating and flirting. And I think that was because of the So Dramatic podcast coverage. Like that really started that whole rhetoric around Matt's behaviour. On the 23rd of November 2024, that is when they did get married. So that was about 15 months after meeting. On the 4th of December 2024, so just a week after their wedding, Matt and Tammy reveal that they got tattoos that say always and forever and the date of their wedding. They do still have those tattoos, which is awkward now that they've announced their divorce. On the 16th of January, rumours start to swirl that the couple had a spat at the Australian Open. That could be normal, that could be fine. Like a lot of couples do bicker, but that just sort of seemed to be the start of the end of their relationship. It was only 2 months after their wedding. And then a further month later, on the 25th of February 2025, Matt didn't attend Em Davies' wedding despite being on the table seating plan. And at the time, there were a whole heap of rumours flying around as to why he didn't attend. Like someone said he was sick. Someone said he had something that he had to attend for a friend. But he would have known that in advance. And he still could have travelled to Perth with her. I don't know. I definitely think that was something suspicious. Then on the 22nd of April 2025, Wolf and Tammy's birthday, they were both on the same weekend, and there was no post from Matt saying happy birthday to them. And also he wasn't in attendance at the events. 2 days later, on the 24th of April, that is when Selfish Sups was launched. And again, there were no posts from Matt to congratulate Tammy on that. On the 25th of April, the couple attend NRL Draft Night in Melbourne. And that is the last time they were ever seen together. So they definitely looked loved up, and there were rumours that people were saying that they'd spotted them on the streets and things the next day. But yeah, I don't believe they have physically seen each other since that date. On the 3rd, On the 3rd of May, Isabella Laws, who is Tammy's best friend, she unfollowed Matt. That to me was the final clue. Like there were a lot of rumours circulating at this point, and once the best friend unfollowed him, I was like, oh, this is not good news at all. Then on the 6th of May, 3 days later, Matt appears on the Inherited podcast, and there was no post of support from Tammy. On the 7th of May, Matt admits on his own podcast that he has moved back to Melbourne. On the 18th of May, Tammy posts about having baby fever despite Matt openly not being able to conceive naturally. On the 24th of May 2025, Tammy goes to Egypt without Matt despite Matt previously saying that he would be going. On the 7th of June 2025, Tammy is late to the Selfish Sups Bondi event, which is relevant because then 3 days later she posted almost in tears on her stories saying that she's been going through a lot and she knows that everyone can tell. Then on the 21st of June, Matt was spotted out with Taylor Little. And then on the 22nd of June, it was the end. Tammy announced that herself and Matt Zukowski will be getting a divorce.